Closed captioning for great tastes is presented by Manitoba Chicken Producers, your online source for yum. Manitoba Liquor Mart presents Great Tastes of Manitoba. Great Tastes is brought to you by GreatTastesMB.ca. Local farms, local foods. Great Taste is sponsored by Manitoba Agriculture.
Welcome to Great Tastes of Manitoba. My name is Des Daniels, and tonight Manitoba Chicken is here. It is time for soup. We have Karen Armstrong with us, and we have Aaron Allblast from Manitoba Liquor Mart. But before we go any further, we have to stop and acknowledge that this is Karen Armstrong's 50th episode of Great Tastes of Manitoba. This literally translates into hundreds of recipes that she has shared with you over the years. Yeah. And it's just been fun. We've been working together for 3 years, and it's just been great.
It has been.
So congratulations. We're in a celebratory mood tonight, and we are celebrating with soup. What are we making this evening?
We're going to start with Italian wedding soup with chicken meatballs in it.
Okay.
Lovely soup. And then that's going to take us 2 segments to do. And then our last one, we're doing an Aztec soup, which is sort of Mexican flavors. It can be as spicy or not spicy as you like. And it's got shredded chicken in it.
Okay. Kind of like a tortilla soup, something like that?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So, where are you going with this?
Soup.
And remember, we're celebrating tonight.
Yeah, we are celebrating. We're celebrating with soup. I love soup. I think this is going to be a great episode because soup isn't something traditionally that you go down to the wine cellar maybe. But we're going to have fun. I'll leave you in a little bit of suspense. We'll play with the pairings.
You're not going to even tell us if it's wine or beer or cocktails?
No hints.
Giving us anything.
I'm going to go to the tickle trunk and see what we can come up with.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, can't wait. So yes, Italian wedding soup. This one's so special. We're going to take 2 segments to do it. There's something about soup that I feel like it sort of connects generations. Like my grandmother's, there's so many recipes that I remember them making, but there's something, it always comes back to the soup for me.
That's right.
So I think if you learn to make one thing really well, it should be soup. And maybe this is the one.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And this is not a complicated recipe. It's simple ingredients, things that you probably already have in your house. So we're going to make the meatballs first. And I've got some Parmesan cheese, panko crumbs, some diced onion, and some salt and pepper in there. I'm going to add some flat leaf parsley and some dried parsley.
So there's an importance here in terms of mixing these ingredients prior to putting in your chicken.
That's right.
Obviously. Yeah.
That's some garlic going in, and then I've got an egg going in.
And these are, of course, Pico Market onions.
So I'm just going to break the egg up a little bit, and then I'm going to stir all of this together. The reason I'm doing this is so that you get all of these ingredients well mixed before I put the chicken in. Sometimes when you're making burgers or meatballs, all of your wonderful flavorings get clumped in a ball. They're not properly dispersed. This is a great way to get them properly dispersed.
And I guess the other thing is you don't want to over mix this too much.
No, that's true.
Right? Once the chicken goes in.
That's right. So I'm using Manitoba ground chicken, lean ground chicken. It's considered an extra lean meat choice.
Absolutely.
And then I'm just going to stir, and as you can see, use a big bowl because I can't keep it all in the bowl. I have this little problem.
Bigger the better.
Yeah, exactly. And you're wanting to just get this all incorporated. You want the oven preheated to 375.
Okay.
This can be done ahead of time.
Well, yeah, and that's the great thing about it too, because sometimes it's all, I don't want to call it fiddly work, but it is kind of, right? Like this is sort of the part that takes the longest, particularly with soup, right?
Absolutely. And this is the most time-consuming part.
Yeah, if
so
you can make ahead,
we're probably good. And honestly, what I would suggest is do a double batch of the meatballs, freeze half, and then you've got meatballs. The soup is quick the next time you go to do it.
You're set to go.
These meatballs, we want to make little ones. So I'm going to use just a teaspoon.
Teaspoon.
Grab your weapon.
Will I be using a teaspoon
You will be
as well?
using a teaspoon as well.
Now, why do you want to make them little? I think I know the answer to this, but just in case.
It is soup.
Right.
And you don't want to have, a baseball-sized meatball in the middle of your bowl with nothing else.
Yeah.
I mean, this is supposed to be a meal that you eat with a spoon. Well, maybe not this spoon, but you don't want a gigantic meatball. Save those for your spaghetti.
And there's something, I think we've talked about this in past episodes where it's like, small, it's like dainty, it's kind of more fun to eat.
Absolutely, yeah.
So here we are.
So you're going to take just a little bit, and the nice thing with these meatballs is neatness does not
I
count.
was gonna say, how did you do that? Look at, like, it's like a perfect circle.
Rustic is
Look at
fine.
One of these things is...
That's okay, it doesn't matter. Rustic is fine with these.
You won't let me take, I'm not
There.
allowed to touch it with my hands. You're very, very conscious
If you need to, you can think of this as making cookies.
Okay,
So you
which
know
I
how...
also do with my hands. Sorry.
Oh, okay, that's a
I
new
don't serve
one.
them to anyone but my kids, believe
Okay,
me.
so about that size, and then
Okay.
you can take another spoon and just push.
Put it on there. Okay.
Yeah, they can be very close together.
Okay.
You're going to get probably in the vicinity of about 36 or so meatballs.
I'm serious.
Okay.
How come you got 2 spoons?
So here, I'll give you this there. You can have that one.
I'll take all 3 of them.
The little trick to this is scoop towards you.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
A little bit on the side.
Okay.
And then you just roll it.
See, that one was a bit better.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks,
They
Karen.
do not have to be round.
Yeah.
Not at all. All right. And so we're not going to finish doing all of these, but then you put them in the oven for about 30 minutes.
Okay, and 375 you said?
375.
Okay. All right.
And then you've got your cooked meatballs. We've got the pan right there.
Delish, yeah.
So as I said, you can make them up ahead of time. They're freezable. And then when we come back, we're going to actually make the broth with all of the other yummy ingredients that we're going to put those meatballs into.
Part 2, Italian wedding soup, when we return right here on Great Tastes of Manitoba.
You're watching Great Tastes of Manitoba, brought to you in part by Manitoba Agriculture,